Hello everybody, this is your soon-to-be Grandmaster caster, JEcho. I'll be casting a game between myself, spawning here at the bottom left corner as the red Zerg, against EGLzGamer, spawning here at the top right as the blue Terran. So I skipped over the earliest part of the game just because nothing typically happens there. We have EGLzGamer going for his first racks right here. Probably going to go for a 2-rack strategy, considering he put his first supply depot over here. And myself going for a gas pool opening. Here we go, here's the second barracks. So I started my queen and my Zergling speed, pulled off the gas completely, because I wasn't going to need any of that for now, and he's checking for my hatch first, which isn't going to be there, while he gets out a couple more Marines. So I was making nothing but Zerglings at this point, just because even though I didn't go hatch first, here he comes, still coming to bunker block me. And it's better to just make the Zerglings be safe from this bunker block, because if you let them block your ramp, then you pretty much lose the game being trapped in your base. You'll actually have to like baneling bust the bunkers right here, and then come up here and try to baneling bust here, which usually doesn't work. So he actually didn't put the bunkers right at the ramp, and I was already building a spine crawler in preparation for that. Gonna come over here and try to kill his Marines. Probably could have brought down my queen at this point. And Zergling speed is just about to finish. Helps clean these Marines up right before the bunker's finished, but I didn't see these two, and I killed both SCVs just as the bunker's finished. Now, I wasn't sure if this was going to be enough, so I just pulled back, just in case he killed all my Zerglings, and hopped into the other bunker, and just in case he left his door open, I decided to run back and see if I could catch any reinforcements. So he's going for 2-rack to expand, still hasn't taken either of his gases, and I'm going to see this once I run up the ramp. So I'm just droning up right now. Wanted to get my expansion down, but wasn't quite sure if this was enough to kill both bunkers. And he's already concerned that I'm staying in base, so he starts scanning me. So here I come to break the contain. Gonna surround that bunker on the top side to make sure the Marines don't hop over. Now if we check the income tab, we're actually even on harvesters at this point. He does have his second command center finished though, and I haven't even started my hatchery. Here it goes. So he was going for some heavy racks play, just started his factory. Getting a couple bunkers down in case I try any Zergling stuff. And at this point I felt like I was probably behind, so I decided to go for a baneling bust, throw down the nest out here because it's unlikely he could scan here, and there's no way I was going to let anything come around and scout there. So he's just moving his orbital over now. And this was actually the first game I played after patch 1.3, so we can see here stim now takes 170 seconds instead of 140. Getting his +1 weapons for his Marines. I have a lot of minerals banked, and I was just saving that so that I could make a ton of banelings all at once. And see, there goes a scan, and he sees absolutely nothing. He sees a decent amount of drones. Well, actually almost full saturation, which, good indication that I'm not baneling busting, which is what I wanted to think. So I decided I'll just take down these gold rocks, maybe expand again before I do this, just so that if it doesn't work, I'm not completely out of the game. And took my lair in base, just so that if he did decide to scan again, another indication that I'm not baneling busting him. Just going to transfer some drones over here. Meanwhile, he's just throwing up a couple reactors, getting out his tanks. He hasn't actually started siege mode yet. He started combat shields before that. And I've been making nothing but zerglings. I will be up to around 60 zerglings once these all finish. I didn't want to die to just a couple blue flame hellions since I wasn't sure what he was doing, so I decided to get that roach warren just in case. Pulling off gas now because I actually couldn't afford to continue making units with how many banelings I just morphed in. And he's still, just like I wanted, he hasn't seen anything. Just gonna send one zergling into scout. The siege tanks are actually up here. Siege mode is about halfway done, so this is a really good time for me to attack. Get the banelings going in first. One of the bunkers, and I ran around to trap these Marines up here. Always good to run through the mineral line, because then even if you do lose your banelings, you are going to kill a significant amount of workers. Decided to take down that second bunker, and then ignore the last one because he was ready to repair. So I just ran straight into the main. I was still, as you can see, making nothing but zerglings. And he decides to evacuate the SCVs. I get a couple free kills while he makes up a couple more bunkers. Still making nothing but zerglings. This was poor micro on my part, losing a couple lings here attacking the buildings when they should have been finishing off his Marines. And actually, siege mode has finished, and a siege tank does come out, which I didn't actually see until he sieged up right here and started shooting me. But I do have quite a few zerglings in his base, and he only has 3 Marines and a tank, which is just about to go down. So I saw his medevac, decided to just use the banelings to clean up these Marines, make sure nothing else was going to happen. And meanwhile, he still only has 4 Marines down here, and he can't move them into the base, because if he loses them, he'll have nothing guarding the expo. And he smartly made a wall of supply depots, forcing my lings to run by the bunker before they could get in his base, which I still didn't want to fight. So I just focused on killing his production facilities, making sure he can't make any sort of units. He actually stopped making siege tanks at this point. Oh, there he goes with another one. So I noticed he was rebuilding a wall. And I wasn't quite sure this was going to be enough to kill him, like definitely empty out his main. But once he put down those buildings on the low ground, and the factory is actually burning down really fast right now, along with his barracks, the factory does go down. He does manage to save that rack. Starport's going to go down, so I did essentially reset his tech tree. I was feeling pretty good at this point. And knowing he only had 2 bunkers, I morphed in a bunch more banelings. Still cleaning out his base. 20 more Zerglings being built. Check one more time what he has at the front, because I thought he was trying to put these 2 racks right here, and then take down those final bunkers, and go straight for the mineral line. To which he does GG.